In today's world, everyone seems to be trying to prove something. They want to prove they are right, that they matter, that they are strong. People argue, post, explain, and sometimes even beg just to be seen or heard. Every social media post, every long message, every overreaction is just another way of saying, please see me, please understand me. But a Stoic doesn't do that. A Stoic doesn't beg for attention. A Stoic doesn't need to explain everything. Instead, a Stoic knows one powerful truth. Silence is strength. A quiet man may not be noticed, but he is never underestimated. His silence isn't emptiness. It is full of awareness, intention, and control. He speaks when it is useful, and when he doesn't, it is just as meaningful. In this video, we will talk about 6 deep lessons about silence that come from Stoic wisdom. These lessons will help you build confidence, protect your peace, and stop chasing people who don't respect you. If you've ever felt ignored, hurt, misunderstood, or rejected, this video is for you. If you've ever wanted someone to hear your side, to see your worth, or to treat you better, this message is your turning point, because a Stoic doesn't beg. A Stoic builds. A Stoic stands still when others are lost in noise. Before we begin, do one thing. Comment this powerful affirmation below. My silence is my strength. Let's begin your journey inward. When someone hurts you, ignores you, or walks away, your first reaction might be to talk. You want to explain, fix things, or prove your worth. That's a natural instinct. But the more you talk, the less they listen. The more you chase, the more they run. But when you go silent, something strange happens. They notice. Your silence becomes louder than words. Your absence starts to speak. People who didn't value your presence suddenly feel the gap you left. That's the paradox. Silence doesn't push people away. It pulls their attention. It forces them to ask questions they avoided before. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Stop chasing recognition. Start becoming the person who doesn't need it. That is real freedom. That is real power. Your silence is not punishment. It is presence. It is the decision to stop explaining your worth to someone who already decided not to see it. Think of your silence as a mirror. It reflects their behavior back to them. It says, "I saw how you treated me. I'm just not going to beg you to fix it." It's not about pride, it's about peace. Because you don't disappear to hurt them, you disappear to heal yourself. Silence makes people wonder. It makes them curious. It makes them replay their actions. Your absence can become the loudest reminder of your presence. And even if they never come back, you came back to yourself. That's the win. Let your silence speak the words your soul doesn't need to say. We are always surrounded by noise. Music, messages, conversations, distractions. And in that chaos, we lose our own voice. But silence is sacred. It is the only place where your true self has space to speak. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When something painful happens, a breakup, betrayal, rejection, most people run to others. They seek comfort, answers, or temporary relief. But a Stoic turns inward. A Stoic chooses stillness. You don't need more advice. You need time to hear your own wisdom. Silence teaches you to observe your own thoughts. And that's when the truth begins to rise. You realize, I wasn't hurt by their words, but by how long I tolerated them. I wanted them to change so badly, I lost myself. I don't need them to understand. I need to understand myself. When you're silent, your emotions calm down. And when the storm passes, what's left is clarity. You begin to see that not everyone is meant to stay. Not every story needs closure. And not every ending is a loss. In fact, many endings are beginnings in disguise. Marcus wrote, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look." So take that pause. Go quiet and listen to what your soul is trying to tell you. We all crave closure. We want to know why. We want things to make sense. We want to feel like we were heard and understood. But here's a truth many don't want to face. If they truly respected you, you wouldn't be begging for clarity. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." When someone treats you badly, don't become like them by begging. Rise above. That is Stoic revenge, growth. Begging for closure means trying to get healing from the same person who broke you. But peace does not come from their words. It comes from your decision. You don't need their apology to move on. You don't need their explanation to let go. Silence becomes your release, your boundary, your strength. It says, I don't need to be right in your story. I don't need to be remembered fondly. I just need to be true to myself. You stop rewriting your message. You stop preparing your speech. You stop hoping for a reply. Because you finally realize, I am not who they say I am. I am who I decide to be in silence. That's your closure. People can fake words, but they can't fake consistency. When you stop talking, people reveal who they truly are. Marcus Aurelius said, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. So observe, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Go silent and watch. Who makes effort when you stop reaching out? Who respects your space instead of filling it with noise? Who disappears when they can no longer benefit from you? Silence removes the mask. It exposes the difference between loyalty and convenience, between love and attachment, between apology and accountability. Let people show you who they are without interruption. And when you stop engaging in drama, in chasing, in explaining, the truth has no place to hide. It reveals itself. And that is when you see clearly. Explaining can feel like control. We want to control how people see us, understand us, like us. But explaining too much is insecurity dressed as logic. Marcus Aurelius wrote, never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect. Every time you explain your boundary, your distance, your silence, you are trying to manage someone else's perception. But you don't need to. Real confidence is quiet. It says, I know who I am. I know what I value. I don't need to prove anything. You don't chase understanding from people who never tried to understand you in the first place. Your peace is louder than their confusion. Your silence is clearer than your explanation. So stop proving. Start being. Sometimes the most powerful message is no message at all. You just leave, no rage, no drama, no closure, just silence. Marcus Aurelius said, "How much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only at what he does himself." That is real peace. When you detach silently, people feel it. They are left with themselves, their guilt, their memories, their reflection. And that's where the lesson begins. Because silence forces accountability. It creates a vacuum where the truth echoes. You no longer give energy to things that hurt you. You no longer explain yourself to people who won't change. You simply remove yourself. And when they ask, why did they go silent? The answer is this: because I finally chose me. If you made it to the end of this video, you are already on the path of strength. You are choosing peace over proving. You are choosing wisdom over noise. You are choosing self-respect over chasing. Here's what I want you to remember. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to be seen to have value. You don't need to be understood to be it. Marcus Aurelius taught us again and again, look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up, if thou wilt ever dig. Let your silence be the final chapter. Let your stillness be your strength. Let your calm presence speak where words no longer serve. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. My silence is my last word and my most powerful one. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more Stoic truth, and remember, the strongest voice is the one that speaks from silence.